Araro, ariraro.
அம்மா ஒரு கதை சொல்லு.
RadheKrishna friends. Previously, we have listened to the story about the birth of King Parikshit. Now, we will continue to listen more about the king and how he attained salvation in just 7 days. After King Parikshit was born, he continued the search for his valiant warrior Krishna, whom he saw in his mother Uttara's womb. The valiant warrior Krishna who saved his life indeed. Coming from a family of Krishna devotees, he grew up listening to stories about Krishna and listening to his playful pastimes of the Lord. After Krishna retired to Vaikuntha, the Pandavas made Parikshit the king and left the kingdom to him and ascended to Himalayas to attain moksha. Parikshit was a righteous and dharmic king. He ruled fairly and all his subjects loved and respected him. One day, Parikshit was out hunting in the forest. It had been a long day for the king. He was hungry and thirsty. In the forest, he came across the hermitage of sage Shamika. He called out for the sage to see if he can get something to eat and drink. But the sage was so deeply engrossed in meditation, he did not realize King Parikshit's presence. The thirsty king called again and again, but no response from the sage. Because of uncontrollable thirst and hunger, the king got frustrated. There was a dead snake on the ground by the hermitage. Enraged Parikshit took the dead snake and hung it around sage's neck. Then he left. When the sage's son Shringi came to the hermitage and saw the dead snake around his father's neck, he got very angry. He could not bear the insult delivered to his father. He immediately went to the river, offered water, and chanted the necessary mantras and delivered a curse to King Parikshit that he would be bitten by a snake Takshaka in 7 days and would meet his death. After returning to his palace, King Parikshit felt very bad about his actions. He became repentant and he realized he shouldn't have disrespected the sage. In the meantime, sage Shamika also came to know what had happened and advised his son Shringi that he shouldn't have cursed the king. The sage told his son that King Parikshit was a righteous king. He was exhausted that day, which drove him to behave that way, and he deserved to be treated better and not cursed. The merciful sage felt sorry for Parikshit and sent a messenger to warn the king about the curse. Hearing about the curse, Parikshit accepted the consequences for his actions, took this situation as an opportunity to begin his spiritual journey. He renounced his kingdom, made his son Janamejaya the heir and the king. He then retired to the banks of river Ganga to engage in satsang in order to attain moksha. There were several sages gathered there with him to enjoy the satsang and to be part of the king's spiritual journey. But when sage Shuka Brahma Maharishi came there, the king realized at that instant that the sage was his guru, his spiritual guide, the one who is going to free Parikshit of all sufferings. King Parikshit bowed down to the sage and respectfully asked him that, "O great sage, I only have 7 days to live. In these 7 days, how can I enjoy the Lord and attain moksha?" Sage Shuka then started narrating Srimad Bhagavatam to King Parikshit. Bhagavata Mahapurana speaks of all the incarnations and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Hearing to Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days, King Parikshit was filled with joy, and on the 7th day, he attained the holy abode of Lord Krishna. When the rishis have done penance to attain that great state was attained by Parikshit just in 7 days, mainly by the grace of his guru, Sage Shuka Brahma Maharishi. My friends, a few things to take away from this. It is very important to manage our anger and frustrations and not let them manage us. Another thing to remember is to be accountable for our actions like King Parikshit. King took his curse and accepted it and turned it into an opportunity that made him reach the ultimate goal in just 7 days. This is the positive outlook we all need to learn and practice. Hope you all enjoyed this beautiful journey of King Parikshit. Radhe Krishna.